just to ensure that our viewers, particularly teachers, know that the syllabus is currently under review, and when does it become effective?
Next year, September 2019.
Right, so it would go into the schools for teaching.
Yes.
For September.
Yes, so the first exam will be 2020.
2021.
2020. No, when we start next year, which is 19.
Right.
And then the first exam will be 2020.
Okay. All right. So, teachers, particularly, you hear that the human and social biology syllabus is currently under review, and you should be seeing the revised syllabus coming to you soon as well. So, in 2018 May-June sitting, there were about 27,898 candidates who wrote the exam. About 10% gained grade 1, 23% gained grade 2, 30% gained grade 3, for a total of 63% of acceptable grades. How do you find the satisfaction with the candidates' performance, Dr. Mitchell?
Well, of course, it's always your aim to have your greater numbers with grades 1 and 2.
Right.
And it continues to pose a challenge to have that majority in the grade 1 section. And I wouldn't say it's because of the inability of the students. I think they need to go the extra mile. So when giving responses, they need to give full responses.
Right.
Because a lot of the times they would give superficial responses, and so you can't get the full marks, which is what bumps most of them off from the grade 1 range onto the grades 2 and 3. So it's not that they're not fully aware of what they are required, they just need to go the extra mile.
Right. So is it a case where, for example, in social studies, one of the complaints from the examining committee is that students do not pay enough attention or take the subject seriously enough. So rather than speaking the language of social studies, they give you the everyday language that they use on the news or something.
Yeah, we also have that problem with
Right.
HSB.
And, well, your school does HSB
Yes,
currently?
most definitely.
Right. So how is the performance of the students, and what would you see as some of the things in terms of improving their performance?
It's a moderate performance currently. I find that it has increased in popularity. We have food and nutrition is a very popular subject, but it also has overlaps with social studies, and most of our students do social studies. And then we have a small group of students who do physical education, and they also are very interested in doing it. So I've seen it increase. In terms of improving performance, well, the syllabus lends itself to many different practical activities and real life scenarios.
Right.
So I think it's essential to bring in real life scenarios when you are teaching the subject.
All right. And my next question actually had to do with how can teachers improve delivery of human and social biology?
She said it, real life scenarios. And I think that's what I like about HSP. It's real. You can identify with it. You see it around you. What you're learning in the classroom, you can go out into your homes and your communities and see it being lived out. And so I think it's a subject that lends itself to excellence in performance.
Right. And from the student perspective, how should they approach this subject, Tanya?
Once they realize that it has applications to their daily life, that makes it easier for them. There are also a lot of resources that they can use on the internet, well, either through CXC, going on YouTube, and so on. If they keep up with the newspaper, the news, international and regional and local news, they'll be hearing stories that we have that actually is reflected in our papers, because we use real life scenarios in the questions of the exam paper.
Okay. Right. And one of the questions people ask from time to time is, what are some of the uses of human and social biology for candidates who may be considering doing these subjects, as well as to convince some parents that it is okay for their children to do human and social biology? From both of you.
Well, there's the aspect of nursing.
Right.
Those who want to go into physical therapy, I know that human and social biology is also a great part of that.
Sports, careers. So my school is the sports has program is very
Okay.
strong, and I know I encourage all of my students who do the CSAT PE to also do the human and social biology and the food and nutrition. People who want to go into cooking,
Right.
chef, who want to become a
Yeah.
chef, they should do human and social biology.
Because they have a hygiene aspect
Yeah.
as
They have
well.
hygiene.
Those who also want to
diagnosis.
go into the caregiving business,
Right.
yeah, carers, that's very important for them. I think that's the reason it first came on board, human and social biology,
Okay.
because I know Jamaica, they required that kind of subject, and so it was actually developed and started in Jamaica.